they're going to be savage Samoans. This one's got a thumb. This one's got this finishing move. This one uses that finishing move. But personality-wise, you're not going to know anything about any of them on an individual basis.
All right, let's talk about the Bloodline, ladies and gentlemen. They are starting to come out of the woodwork in heavy machinery versions, and like some type of bots, man. Just like, oh, there's more, and drones, so to speak, when it comes to the Bloodline, and there's even rumors of even more coming. So it's an interesting concept of what they're doing with the Bloodline. Of course, we kept hearing that top of the third reference from Paul Heyman. That was back at SummerSlam post-show conference last year. So we are 9 months after that. And, you know, Vince, my question to you is, where do you think that we are from the top of the third? And with that, the first element of this question, this topic here, is your thoughts on Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa coming in to add to this Bloodline.
Bro, here's my issue with this. And I know, EC3 runs his own promotion and gives wrestlers characters and storylines, and he's going to understand exactly what I'm saying. Here's the problem, bro, I think they're going to run into, because it's the same old problem. The people in creative and coming up with the creative decisions are wrestlers. They're not writers and they're not producers. They're wrestlers. So, bro, you're going to have all these Samoans coming in. And, right now you got, these two new guys, and you got Solo Sikoa. And, bro, this is what their characters are going to be. They're Samoans. You're not going to know one from the other. They're not going to have different character traits. They're not going to have different personalities. They're all going to be killer Samoans. So that is why, bro, nobody's going to care. You know what it would be like? This would be the greatest analogy I could make, Chris, is if you had the Three Stooges and you had three Moes. Mm-hmm. There wasn't a Curly and there wasn't a Larry. There were three Moes. And Chris, they're going to do that. Yeah, they're going to be savage Samoans. This one's got a thumb. This one's got this finishing move. This one uses that finishing move. But personality-wise, you're not going to know anything about any of them on an individual basis. And then, bro, if you do go down the road where you team up Rock and Roman Reigns comes back and you team them together against these Samoans, nobody's going to care, because there's no personal tie-ins with these Samoans other than they beat people up. Mm. You've got to humanize them to some extent and give them all their own personality, bro. But they're just not going to do that.
EC3, your take on the Bloodline storyline advancement here.
I'm going to push back a little bit on Vince there. I'm going to say, well, I'd assume Mo would be Roman Reigns, and I don't think we have three Mo's. I think we have a Mo, a Larry, a Curly, two Shemps, and three Curly Joes. So here's Curly Joe, exactly.
Yeah, very nice.
I think I'm an amateur at it, and I don't have professional writer experience. But what I noticed I think it's really important to introduce talent and allow them to at least develop some sort of semblance of personality, a unique individuality, or nobody's ever going to care. So if there's a constant swarm and they're all mindless drones, I think Vince is right, where there's Roman, there's a Rock, and then there's nobody else we care about. Mm-hmm. And when you bring a bunch of people in at once, this is a hard time. Like, everyone wants to come wrestle for old NWA accents. EC3 is a creative genius. And I'm like, I don't want to bring you in right now because I have nothing to intro you with. And I don't want you there to have a good match. I don't care about that. Mm-hmm. Sure, I can put you in. We can have a good tag match. Give you 10 minutes. Whatever. Who cares? Because, like, why are you there? Mm-hmm. Why should these people care about you? Like, I pay people as an indie to come in and have get-over matches just so I can build them. So in 3 months, 6 months, the fans are reacting to them, and I can restart the process after a certain amount of time. And like, just, you can't build if there's a plethora of everybody with no individuality or no story or no why, I guess, short of we are related and we are tough and we are from the Isle of Samoa.
Bro, think about this for a second, Chris. Think about this for a second. You can go back 50 years. Tell me one difference between Afa and Sika. You can't name one. But bro, here's the difference. Here's the difference. Here's why they were over. You had 2 wild Samoans. They were wild, and everybody else.
Yeah.
But you could not, first of all, you couldn't even tell them apart. Second of all, bro, you couldn't tell personality-wise. But now, bro, you're going to have 5 or 6 of them, a whole Samoan family. This isn't having 2 guys and bro, keep in mind too, Chris, the way, if you remember the old TNT shows, bro, they were eating the raw fish on there. They were really getting over these wild Samoans. Yeah. But now fast forward 50 years, bro, and you still can't give these guys characters, man. Really?
I 100% agree. I was thinking the exact same thing when it came to Afa and Sika. One, they were a tag team throughout their career in WWE for a reason, because they were like one unit. And more than that, Vince, my thoughts on that is they were an anomaly. And anomalies work. Anomalies make you unique and stand you out. The Bloodline, bringing in all these killer Samoans, that's not an anomaly, because you already have Tama Tonga, like you said, 3 Mo's. Now you're having 2 other versions of you already had Solo Sikoa. Now you're just bringing in 2 more versions of Solo Sikoa. So Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, although, Guerrillas of Destiny, really cool New Japan team, super over there, really admire their work there. But WWE is a different animal, man. I mean, you can't just bring people in and have, characters for character's sake. You can't be the Guerrillas of Destiny in WWE. The Guerrillas of Destiny as that killer Samoan team were anomalies in a sense in New Japan, but they're definitely not anomalies in WWE, because you already have a version of them. And so they don't stand out in that way. So that's the reason why I just question if this is going to be, if the longevity is going to be there. I don't see it, right? And the very fact that you didn't even put Solo, you didn't really put in the time to make Solo Sikoa over the way that he should have. And now you're having 2 other versions of someone who lost 30 straight matches in a span of 5 months. It's like, okay, so you already are making Solo look lower than what he should be booked. Now you're having 2 versions of him essentially come with him, and you've already booked him really lousy. You know what I mean? So it doesn't really look. Now, if he would have been undefeated, or if he would have had some big streak or something like that before a random Raw losing against Cody Rhodes last year before his match against Roman Reigns, then they try to bring him back, the Cena gimmick, destroyed Cena and Crown Jewel in November. From November to November to April, I believe. Yeah. Did not win a single match, man. So it's like, how are we going to make him look believable? And so he had the nerve to say, I'm going to kick Jimmy out because he lost. Well, you've lost for 5 months, man. So like, isn't that the pot calling the kettle black? Yeah. And so that it just doesn't work for me longevity wise. They haven't really done a good job building his promo. He's just some spiked heavy for the Bloodline. Now he's supposed to seem like he's leading his own. I just think that there are too many loose ends there for me to just automatically believe that they're a threat. So maybe it's, bottom of the 3rd or top of the 4th. We'll see where that goes. But I just don't see how, because right now WWE is all about that instant gratification pop. Like they just want to it's kind of like how the NWO was back in the WCW days. We'll just keep bringing people in just to kind of keep that pop running,
Hogan, Oh, it's the disciple.
Exactly.
Oh my god! I was like, what's
Right.
on Raw?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You had something to say, Vince?
No, and how'd that go? That bro, that was a big part of killing WCW.
Exactly.
They watered down the NWO so much that, like EC3 said, what's on Raw? That opened the door for us, bro, because they watered it down to the point of it meaning nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to keep that running instant pop, which didn't have longevity in the NWO, and it's not going to have longevity here. I'm not sold on it. I want to be, but I'm just not as of now. We'll see what happens though.